and growing around the world. The urban honey movement is a way of growing food without producing greenhouse gases. Cheryl Hall reports it's alive and well in Melbourne.
All right, so the first thing I need to do is smoke the hive. There's a few bees coming out. So what that does now is it's telling the hive there's a lot of smoke around, they might need to rescue their honey. So the signal's gone up that they're all going to start eating the honey in preparation for taking off if it was a bushfire. They're more concerned with eating honey rather than flying up at me.
It may surprise passers-by, but Lyndon Fenlon has been keeping thousands of bees in his backyard in suburban Footscray for 3 years.
Every time I see a bee, I just smile. They make me very happy, basically. I'm fascinated because of their social interaction with each other and how they set up their hives like a mini city. They have bees that are nurses, they have bees that are guards, they have attendants to the queen.
So-called urban honey is taking off around the world, a result of attempts to reduce carbon emissions by growing and eating locally.
Urban honey I set up because I wanted something, a product that was as truly carbon neutral as you can get without any fancy maths involved like carbon credit training or anything like that. Although I'm probably doing things at the more extreme end, and that is cycling everywhere and walking everywhere, the angle I'm coming from is quite time consuming. I mean, my average return journey to Brunswick and back is 3 hours. That's without doing any hive maintenance. But that's what you accept when you're a slow food company.
Lyndon Fenlon has hives in his front and backyards, in other people's backyards, and at Ceres Environmental Park in Brunswick.
I probably focus on safety more than your average beekeeper, and that's purely because I've set it up in an urban environment. Before I even got my first bee, I went to a course at the Royal Children's Hospital on anaphylaxis, what it's about, who gets it, what you can do if someone gets stung or goes into a reaction. I wanted to learn about bee behaviour, and for example, I know how to place a hive, I know the flight path. These bees are going that way. They have a dark shadow of a tree behind them, which is where Lily sits, and I know they don't go that way.
Seven-year-old Lily Fenlon calmly watches her father's bees from her treehouse. Like her father, she finds them fascinating, but her favourite activity is eating the honey. Urban honey is big in Europe. This jar was sent anonymously from the UK.
They must have heard that I'm keeping bees in an urban environment, and I need some of theirs, honey to try. This honey is from Belgium. It's from the roof of a train station. This is my pride and joy. This is kept by the caretaker of the Opera House in Paris, and he's got 8 hives on the roof. Just to show how honey can be quite different. This is a fir tree honey which I tasted in Paris. It tastes like tar. It tastes to me like tar. I'm sure it's a delicacy over there.
So what do you think of Dad's honey?
Much better. It tastes like it's been poured over an old boot.
Urban honey's newest site has presented some challenges. The Quang Min Buddhist temple at Braybrook in Melbourne's west is preparing to host up to 200 hives along the Maribyrnong River. The practice of re-queening, that is killing the queen bee every year and replacing it with a young, less aggressive one, will have to stop.
Yes, no killing. No killing. We have to think of some way to call a queen bee to retire in a more humane way.
My karma's probably shot to pieces by now, but I'm trying to sort of make up for that by developing a new way, and we have a site in a secret location further away from urban environments, and we retire the old queen bees there, and they can live out their life however they want to behave.
The monastery supports sustainable practices and shares Lyndon Fenlon's fascination with bees. The honey it produces may also be a lucrative enterprise, sold under the monastery's own label.
Not only is sweet, but it has some blessing, not only on the honey, but also on the bee that produce the honey. That's they become our permanent resident here.
Cheryl Hall with that story. And that's the show for this week. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to comment on tonight's program or make a suggestion for a story, you can go to our website. The address is abc.net.au/stateline. We'll be back next Friday. See you then.